Hello everyone, very good evening. This is Uma Peri, founder of Golden Women Club. We are here with a great evening and a great guest, great expert, in fact, who is having vast experience. I would rather say vast experience rather than 26 years of experience. And she is a certified nutritionist, lead nutritionist for Olympics also. And she led athletics in Tokyo Olympics, and she's having a vast experience in diet nutrition and clinical nutrition especially. So don't waste your time, don't miss this opportunity. Quickly grab this opportunity and ask all your queries about health and nutrition. We welcome you, Rohini Raman. Hi Rohini, very good evening.
Thank you, Uma. Thank you very much for the introduction. And it's a privilege to come on this group. And I know what kind of people, I've seen the group and the women here and extremely impressed with the and inspired as well. So this is a great opportunity given and it's a privilege. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So today's our topic is menarche to menopause. So how we deal, because constantly our body, our hormones, everything will be changing. So with that, how we need to cope up. So what are the precautions and certain steps you suggest for women?
Yes. What we have seen from my experience that I've seen is when we talk about MENA, we talk about teenage years, we talk about ages between 12 and 13. But nowadays, we have seen MENA even advancing, preponing. So there are a lot of girls who attain MENA even at 8 years and 10 years as well. And then we talk about a journey through that MENA towards perimenopause and then menopause, which normally goes till 50, 55 in some women. In some women, it's starting at 35 as well. So what we have noticed is the fitter you are, the healthier you are in terms of your body, the better it is for you to face the problems or issues associated with MENAC or with menopause, especially with menopause. Now, MENAC, what happens is the girl is around 12, 13, and she has much more energy. Her hormones are at her peak. So she's able to take care of her health very well, and whatever problems the body faces, she's able to handle it very well. But when we look at perimenopause and menopause, as we go through the ages, the toll that the body takes because of the physical stress, because of the mental stress nowadays that all of us go through, and everything takes effect on the body. And menopause or perimenopause is becoming extremely difficult for women. So you find a lot of issues with the growing and older women. The younger women have different set of issues. They have a lot of PCOS issues nowadays coming up because of the hormones, because of the diet that we are taking. So a lot of factors that affect girls' health. So what I, as a professional, suggest is that we take care of our nutrition right from menarche to menopause, so that our when you go into your old age, you go healthily, you go with a lot of the enthusiasm in life doesn't wean off when you are healthy and fit.
So, how diet affects these phases? Because we constantly hear a lot. There are different types of diet patterns: keto or
Yes.
intermittent fasting. These are famous terms which we are hearing online these days. So, what kind of diet we need to take care of in general everyday life?
Uh, I have seen a lot of women going through these fad diets, as we call. People want short-term results. People want to go on a diet which gives them instant results. I have to reduce 5 kgs in a given month. With that desire, expectations, and feeling, they start following certain diets which may or may not suit their body. Okay. And what happens in most cases, like for example, like you mentioned, keto diet, people go for a month without eating carbs. So the main issues that we are finding in such cases is the metabolism crashes. And when the metabolism crashes, you have other metabolic disorders like diabetes and thyroid creeping in the body. So that is one issue that we are finding. The second issue is people stop eating vegetables and fruits because they have a lot of calories. They feel that the fruits have a lot of calories. They just work on how many calories I want. They don't look at from where the calories are coming. Is my food balanced or not? Does it have vegetables? Does it have fruits? They don't notice all this. They just keep talking about calories, calories, calories. And nowadays, a new trend is high protein. So everybody wants to go on a high protein diet, and we find a lot of women having, especially teenage girls, because they are so exposed to all kinds of diets, their body issues they have. They want to look thin, lean, and everything. So they have a lot of anemia issues, a lot of the less blood in the body, that anemia, and because of that, they have a lot of menstrual issues as well. So this is something all of us have to take care. Have a very balanced diet and these issues will not come.
True. Even during COVID times, also many people have promoted high protein diet. Rich protein
Yes,
diet could prevent COVID. So,
yes.
is it true that eating pasta, pizza, cheese could affect our health?
See, there are two things to it here. I wouldn't say they affect our health. There is no food that is good or no food that is bad. Every food is good when it is had at the right time and in small portions. So, if I have a balanced and a good diet from Monday to Saturday, why can't I enjoy a pizza on a Sunday? So once in a while, when you want to enjoy a meal, see, in the end, this is life. You need to enjoy life as well. So I'm not saying eat a pizza every day, but we are not patients as such. So we are happy individuals, and we need to live life. Have a very good balanced diet the rest of the week, and one day of the week, keep for a pizza or a pasta. Enjoy your meal. Nothing like it. In fact, cheese is a very good source of calcium and protein for kids. So when you have a cheesy pasta, nowadays, in fact, you have better options. You have whole wheat pizzas. You have whole wheat pastas. You can also try them. Noodles also. There are healthier noodles available nowadays. So if possible, if you can switch over to them, you can enjoy your meals. Your own pizza, to learn to make your own pasta at home. So when you make your own pasta, you know what ingredients are going in that. So suppose I'm using a very healthy oil, I can use a very good cheese, I can use lots of vegetables in a pasta to make it wholesome. These are very good things to have when you desire a pizza or a pasta. And nowadays, a lot of restaurants also are catering to healthy pizzas, healthy pastas. So, in case you want to get it from outside, choose a healthier restaurant where you get a very good whole wheat pizza or a whole wheat pasta.
Right. So, when it comes to balanced diet, is it like what and all we need to include in our everyday menu?
You must include at least fruits at least once a day, if not twice. Twice is recommended, but if you can't eat twice because of the time constraints that we have, because of the rush that we have during our work hours, at least once a day you need to take fruits, either in any form. There are a lot of apples and oranges that are available nowadays. You get seasonal fruits nowadays, dragon fruit you get. So all the strawberries are in season now. So pick up fruits that are in season, pick up vegetables that are in season. So suppose peas are available nowadays in the market, good tomatoes are available. So in season vegetables are supposed to be highly recommended because of the nutrition they carry for that particular season. Now for example, we're looking at winters, we're looking at peas that come in winters. So peas are very very rich in protein and very low calorie as well. So it's a very good way of including that in your diet. So when you eat from morning to night, divide it into 3 to 4 meals, have carbohydrate and protein in a plate along with a fruit or a vegetable. Your plate should have four items in that. One is carbs in the form of rice or roti or any form like pasta. Pasta also comes as a cereal. Nowadays, people are having in the form of quinoa. A lot of people are switching over from rice to quinoa. Then you can have a vegetable. Now, vegetable need not only be like a vepuru or a as a fry. It can be as a salad also. That is also a form of vegetable. So don't think that a vegetable can be had only in a particular form. So if you like a salad, have just cut up a cucumber and put it in your plate. That also is a vegetable. If you don't like fried vegetables or like gravies. So people have set ideas about how to consume certain foods. You can move away from that myth and say, I'm having a vegetable, I'm having a fruit. That's enough in any form.
Great. So when we discuss about carbohydrates, many people, this is something circulating in groups also. You
Hmm.
should avoid rice, especially, and you can have roti or millets, finger millets. These kind of messages we see they are circulating, and
Yes.
they are promoting. Few YouTube channels and many organizations
Brought this
promote
up.
to switch to these millets and other stuff also. So, how far we can do justice to this?
Our Indian system, genetically, we depend on rice. So when I see rice with my eyes, my stomach gets filled even before I start eating. Especially the South Indians. When you look at North Indians, they prefer chapatis or rotis. So when they look at rice, they're not really happy with that. So please eat what you like. Don't go by what WhatsApp channels or Google says. I've seen a lot of
True.
people who are continuously consuming millets and the thyroid levels shooting up. So you have to understand what suits your body. If you feel that if you're having rice and you're bloating, cut down on rice. There are a lot of people who cannot eat rotis. They eat rice. The calories are the same in all kinds of carbohydrates and cereals. There is no difference in calories. The only thing that is different is the amount of sugar that goes up in your blood when you eat these cereals. Now, when you look at roti, why people say have a lot of roti? Because they say it has higher protein than rice. Okay, so that is why people take rotis. But when you look at rice, the quality of protein in rice is much better than roti. So there's nothing like, eat only roti or rice. Have a balance. One day have roti, one day have rice, one day have millets. The best thing is to balance all these on different days and eat.
Wonderful. So we can have anything, friends, but all you need to keep in mind is don't overdo it. Anything, don't overdo it.
In
When you are
moderation.
taking anything in moderation, that will not harm our body and that will add value to our body. So,
Absolutely.
Rohini,
Absolutely.
I have one more query personally, actually. Uh, Olive oil is good, cold pressed oils are good. This oil you should not take. Fried items avoid. Don't eat bhaji, bhujia. You
Yes.
should eat only boiled food, raw food, salads. So how far it is true? Because we have been grown up in such a environment. Eat murku every day, laddu every day with sugar. So Mysore Pak we used to eat lot of sweets and these snacks, condiments and all. So
Yes.
how far it is true? Avoiding
Uh,
fried foods.
Yes. See, what happens is the first thing when a client or somebody comes to us and they ask for a meal plan, they're very happy with the breakfast, lunch, and dinner that we give them. And then in the
Mhm.
end, one last question comes. Then snack lo em tinnanu. What should I have in my snacks? So that
True.
is something that all of us enjoy that 4 o'clock snack with a cup of chai or coffee. Most of us, not everybody.
Yes.
So once in a while, again, indulging in a fried snack is totally fine. Totally fine. In our effort to become healthy, to become lean, what we are doing is we have reduced the intake of oil. Okay, so oil and a little bit of oil or fat is required for the hormones in our body. Our skin looks healthy when we take oil. If you notice, if you notice people who are slightly overweight, the skin is very healthy and shiny and nice. So
Yes.
fat gives you that that connective tissue healthiness in your skin. So don't avoid fat completely. Once in a while, if you want to indulge in a fried snack, don't make it a habit to indulge every day. Keep one day for it, but balance it with any other meal on that particular day. So if I'm eating a samosa, I'll have it on a Sunday evening. But when I have my Sunday night dinner, I make sure, yes, I had my samosa in the evening. So now I will see that I have very less oil and eat a healthy, balanced food. Now, there are a lot of
Great.
people who go on boiled vegetables, as you said. It's not necessary to go on a boiled vegetable. Any vegetable, don't cook it a lot. Don't make it a habit to keep on frying the vegetable because it will lose a lot of nutrition. So just steam the vegetable or just fry it lightly as far as possible. Start having half boiled vegetables. Even raw vegetables having every day is not good for the body.
Okay, so having raw vegetables every day, how it affects? This is surprising because every day we eat gazer, onion, or some of the cucumber, some of the other vegetable raw.
Yeah. See, what happens is some nutrition that you get from raw vegetables, like B vitamins and all, you get from raw vegetables. But there are certain vitamins, for example, like vitamin A or say vitamin K. All these vitamins are fat soluble vitamins. So when you slightly cook them in oil, the nutritive value of these vegetables come out. So carrot, when you slightly fry it in a bit of good oil, the vitamin A comes out in that oil. So that is why we say sometimes given to vegetables that are cooked. So have a katori of raw vegetables, have a katori of cooked vegetables. So you'll balance both your micronutrient intake when you eat both types of vegetables.
Yes. So when you mention good oil, what would it be?
There's nothing like good oil or bad oil. If you look at the properties of mustard oil, they're similar to olive oil. Okay. If you
Okay.
look at it from a food technology point of view, we don't get pure olive oil in India. Everything is blended oil. Okay, so
Okay.
very little is olive oil. So olive oil is extremely good, but only thing is the properties are similar to a mustard oil. So if you don't have the budget for olive oil, don't stretch yourself and say I will have only olive oil. Mustard oil is equally good. Now, the best way to have oils is in India we make different types of cuisines in our houses. Now we make different types of food. So it's
True.
always better to keep cycling our oils every time. So suppose you're making a Kerala type of a dish, use coconut oil. Suppose you're making chole at home, use mustard oil. So if you're making a nice Telugu pachadi at home, use sesame oil or nuvulu oil. So in that way, you will keep getting all the oils in your diet.
True. Again, balancing every time.
Yes,
So,
again balance.
so nothing is there is nothing good or bad. It is all about how we are eating and how we are balancing it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
This is so eye-opening thing for most of us because we always
Yes,
keep on searching whether to eat this or not, how much quantity to eat this, and every time if we are not sure of nutrition value, whether it is good or not to intake,
yes,
what we do, we Google it. We find whether
yes,
the nutritional facts of that particular item, let it be sesame oil or cheese or paneer, everything, and sometimes we avoid it and sometimes we overdo it, so
yes,
this
yes,
always happens. So
yes, absolutely.
the
So also one very thing myth is that when there are a lot of working women, we know we have this habit of saying I need to have salads only at night, and when we go back home we find that we worked the whole day so hard, and I cannot go back home, cut vegetables and make a salad for the whole family. So salads need not only be exotic that's shown on Instagram or on FB or on WhatsApp, the beautiful salads that you see with the dressings and all that. Salad can be a simple cut cucumber or a simple cut tomato in slices and kept it on the table. So don't expect salads to always be exotic. So you can incorporate salads in your diet. Not an issue at all.
great. So do you support vegan diet? Going
But
vegan, does it help or harm our body?
we have see there are a lot of people who follow vegan diet, and in India also it has started. Wherewithal to buy a lot of nut milks and all that, which is easily accessible and available.
Yes.
In India, we find all these milks not available easily and also expensive. If you go and buy an almond milk or a soy milk outside, it's about 300 rupees. And how many of us can really afford it for the whole family? So if you're going vegan, budget is one of the biggest issues. But nowadays, you get a lot of, the fake meat, as we call it, or the processed meat from jackfruit. There are a lot of people who are making meat that actually tastes like mutton or meat or fleshy animal foods, but great tasting. So you don't actually miss the meat. But we find a lot of deficiencies in vegan diet because one, they do not drink milk. So calcium is the biggest deficiency that we find. There was a lot of controversy when, if you remember, Virat Kohli went vegan. And every sports person in my camp is called, ma'am, विराट कोहली vegan हो गया, हमको भी नहीं खाना है, हमको भी पूरा animal, we don't want to eat animal protein and all that, we will go only on vegetable protein and all that. I said, fine, but where are you going to get all the nutrition that a normal diet gives you? Now, Virat Kohli has a lot of people support system with him. He will take whatever vitamins he has. He can get juices at the beck and call of his fingers. But do you have that kind of support? So for sports people, vegan is not advised. But even for other people, I've seen a lot of people improving their health with vegan. But you must understand what deficiencies you will go through with a vegan diet. If you're ready to counteract that deficiency, you can go vegan.
Okay. So going vegan, we need to balance. If we are able to balance the same amount of calcium what we get in milk
Yeah.
or meat or eggs, then it is
Yes.
fine. So there is this thing also I saw on Google maybe or someone forwarded. The palak is having enough amount of calcium, the same amount which we found in milk. So is it
Hmm.
true? Can we avoid a glass of milk and eat palak and stay calm? Will it be sufficient?
Palak is enough calcium, but most of the calcium and the iron that is in palak is in bound form. So if a glass of milk will give you calcium, enough calcium, you will have to eat like 10 bunches of calcium to make up that one glass of milk. Can I eat 10 bunches of palak every day? If I eat 10 bunches, I'll be sitting only in the toilet.
Obviously.
Huh.
For
So
one
you need
family,
to.
we do one bunch of spinach.
Yes, so you must understand what are the quantities of calcium that are present in very minute quantities, and you require larger amount of spinach and all that. You cannot compare the calcium of milk and spinach.
True. See, these are all confusing things raised up due to, unnecessary forwards in WhatsApp
Yes.
groups and Facebook groups. This social media has made everything confusing. So that is the reason we are having lots of queries, and that is why we are here with our expert live session, friends. So don't waste your time and ask all your queries, whatever you are having about everyday food or your metabolic issues or anything related to your body, especially your health, because health is wealth. You cannot gain any other thing without health. If you are not healthy, if you are having anything also, it is useless. If you cannot eat a piece of sweet but sitting on the golden chair, what is the use? Your mind always will be going through that
Yeah, the
path
craving will
only.
always be
I'll
there.
always be, that craving will kill you.
Yes.
So friends,
Yes.
definitely be healthy. So if you are having any issues like thyroid, PCOS, PCOD, or diabetes, anything, please ask Rohini Garu, because she's the expert in that particular niche, where you can get expert advice rather than following any nutrition group or for WhatsApp group. which is created for wearing awareness of positive nutrition.
Yeah.
I'm not denying the fact that we are having good information in the groups, but we are not able to authenticate it whether it is true or not totally. So that is
Yes.
the only thing. So, Vijaya Srinivas Garu, hi, very good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Srinivas Garu.
So, Rohini, how it turned out in your career actually, from a nutritionist, clinical nutritionist and dietitian to Tokyo Olympics?
Actually, I started 25 years back. So when initially I joined hospitals, and I worked as a clinical dietitian for many years. But I was not happy working at hospitals because patients don't listen to nutritionists. Patients listen to doctors. So yeah, so at that point in time, the word nutritionist or dietitian wasn't really popular with people. So, and the second thing is people never want to pay a nutritionist. They will always pay a doctor. So, like what we have WhatsApp now, that time we had house groups, neighboring auntie, neighboring uncle who says, "Idi baundi, idi baundi, this is very good, you have this." So nobody wanted a professional advice from a nutritionist. Why should I pay 500,000 to a nutritionist and listen that I can drink a glass of milk? I can get the same advice from my neighbors. So at that point of time, we started our career slowly. And after becoming a clinical dietitian, I slowly ventured into sports because last 10 years, sports are picking up in India. Initially, there was no sports. Then Olympic Committee came in with their degree. I completed my 2-year degree with them. And that is why when I applied to Sports Authority of India and Tata, and this from there my journey with athletes started. And they are a great
Wonderful.
inspiration for fitness.
Great. So, friends, if anyone wants any mentorship or guidance to in that particular path where Rohini has already experienced, you can directly contact her for any kind of your nutrition or fitness requirements. She's running a nutrition center which is in Hyderabad, Starlite Nutrition Center, and the contact number is visible on the screen. You can note it down and you can contact her anytime, take an appointment and speak out your issues, consult appropriate person. That is what I always tell. If you are going and asking a tailor at the street side about your wedding gown, it won't work, friends. You should
Yes,
definitely approach a boutique. So
absolutely.
that is the
Absolutely.
reason. And that is the reason for regular health issues you can visit a doctor. But in case you are facing any metabolic disorders like thyroid, PCOS, PCOD, or heartburn, especially gastritis is also a metabolic disease, which I always
Yes,
tell people.
yes,
So these things does not require any medicines. Medicines, I don't say medicines can help you to overcome these situations, but they can harm your body. If you are taking unnecessary medication, it will harm your body. So don't go for medicines for everything. If it is emergency or if it is really serious, then you can go for medicines, let it be ayurvedic or homeopathy or allopathy, whatever kind of medicine. Medicine is a medicine that should be taken only at time of emergency situations where your body cannot cope up naturally. So try to cope up your health, especially your body naturally with regular diet and maintain a little fitness via exercise or keeping an everyday routine. So that will definitely help you in long term goal achievements. If you want
yes.
a short term goal achievement, as Rohini is told, if you want to lose 5 kgs or 10 kgs in a month, that is not at all good for your health.
Absolutely.
So
We
you
have seen
should.
a lot of people spending money going to nature cure hospitals. Where they're putting them on juices for 15 days, losing 10 kgs. They're very happy when they come back home. But what happens after that? Nobody questions. So we cannot follow a juice diet at home. So you must learn to understand what works for your body, what doesn't work, how much I can eat, and that whatever diet that you follow, it has to be sustainable. It has to continue lifelong. It cannot be like I can do it only for 15 days and leave it. That will not work for your body.
Yes. So, Roni, we have a query from Vijaya Garu. She's asking whether can we combine cooked foods and raw foods.
What does he mean by cooked food and raw food? There are a lot of
Uh,
times that we can combine. For example, when you sometimes nowadays you get salads with cooked chana and raw vegetables. You can absolutely combine and eat. Absolutely no problem, Ali. See, body doesn't understand bad food, good food, cooked food, not cooked food. What it understands is how it has to get the nutrition from these foods. more the
yes,
food is more the food is cooked slightly, the better the body is able to break it down faster. The more the food is raw, it takes a little higher time for it to break down. That's it. But there are certain people who cannot digest raw foods. There are certain people who are very happy with raw food. So you must whatever your stomach doesn't get upset with, that food is totally fine.
true, true. I have couple of friends who is having these different scenarios. One friend, she can have cut down the heartburn with glass of warm water. This
Yes,
friend, she cannot. If she drinks warm water, it gets
yes,
higher.
yes,
So
yes.
it all depends on body or how actually it is working.
Yeah, it all depends on the body. For example, I can give you the example of green tea. There are a lot of people who consume green tea. Some people develop terrible acidity with green tea. They cannot take green tea, but some people are very happy. Early in the morning, they start drinking green tea. So it all depends on one person to other. You should understand how your body, the moment you feel that your body is rebelling against a certain food, you can see the symptoms. Either you will have certain cramps in the stomach, or you will have skin rashes, or you will feel very uncomfortable throughout the day. You can immediately stop that particular food, and you will notice a lot of difference.
Okay. So Vijaya Srinivas Garu, yes, in the same meal. Yes, you can have in the same meal, right? As
Yes,
Rohini
yes,
Garu said.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. So, coming to the next thing, the metabolic diseases, metabolic disorders are called as diseases, and we are treating them with medicines these days. So,
Yes.
how we can prevent in getting metabolic disorders?
See, lot of people most of them get these disorders in their middle ages. Okay, so what we have noticed, but nowadays even younger people are getting because of various factors. Stress is a major factor of getting all these disorders. Diabetes is also related to stress nowadays. But let me keep stress aside. But a lot of people get it in the middle age because of their unfit life, or the fitness, there is no fitness during their earlier life, or their the meal patterns, or the type of food they were eating was wrong or incorrect during those periods, or genetically, it runs in their family. So sometimes even when you're fit or when you eat well also, you will get in some rare instances, because genetically it is in your blood, and it's coming through your ancestors. So once it comes in your middle age, you before that, if you can prevent it by a proper fitness or a diet schedule, do it. If you cannot, and if you're unlucky or unfortunate to still get it, you can still correct it by correct eating patterns and correct exercises. Lot of people, some of them do only eating, some of them do only exercises. It is always best to combine both and go forward rather than doing only one intervention.
True. So, as per statistics and economical situations, most of the people cannot afford to visit a nutrition center or dietitian or nutritionist. So, what do you suggest for common man to practice in everyday life to be fit and healthy?
Now, again, the statement that they cannot afford a nutritionist might be a little misguiding, because we have lot of nutritionists who work with very low, cost and help people out. So that is one. Now, common people, when we say, there is nothing like, people have this misconceptions that if I have to be fit, I have to start eating exotic food. I have to order broccoli, I have to order zucchini and make salads. Or, I cannot have a simple sambar and rice because that is not apparently a fit food. So you have to learn to understand whatever is available at home, try to make it a low calorie or a low fat kind of meal, and try to consume it. There's nothing like a rich meal or a poor meal. Any meal within any budget can be made nutritious if you understand what is nutrition and what works for your body.
Great. So, friends, do you have any other queries to ask Rohini Garu? Come on, friends, this is a great opportunity. If you want to visit her nutrition center, definitely she will charge something for consultation for the same query. Wealth opportunity and get free of cost consultation online.
Absolutely.
So
We
we
can
can
give a
have,
special discount for people who come through GWC, I guess.
yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for that.
Absolutely.
So, the session is so enlightening. In fact, for me myself, even I am aware of nutrition and knowledge throughout the journey of this pageantry, but still few things are still confusing for us because we don't concentrate on them. We don't give a thought. In fact, so this oil thing is one bigger thing, because which oil to consume? Cold pressed, refined, sunflower, sesame, or which oil is good, in fact. So that is the one thing I would like to appreciate you for clarifying doubts. And one
Cold
more
pressed
is,
are very, very expensive. So if you have the budget, you go cold pressed, or because it is good. Otherwise, any oil will do. We have not seen any. See, even if you use cold press, the effect what you're seeing is only after you start using it for a year or two. Only then the effect starts. It's not that I can use cold press for a month, stop, then jump to refined oil. It's not. Any oil that you use is only long term effects. Any oil you use it in moderate or small quantity. It doesn't matter which oil you use. That's the bottom line.
when we talk about quantity, how much quantity we can consume in everyday life regularly?
Oil,
Yeah.
suppose we need to calculate the calories. Suppose normally what we say, we give 2000 calories for a particular person. So about
Mhm.
15 to 20% of those calories should come from oil.
Okay. So,
Remaining should be come from carbohydrates and proteins.
okay. Please, not in the Arabic and the French. For people like me, how many spoons we can consume? Like one spoon.
This will be about 2 spoons, 2 teaspoons
Two spoons. Great. So, friends, we can
per
consume
person. Yes.
around without any doubt or any hesitation. We can easily consume 2 spoons of oil in any form, like ghee, cold pressed oil, or whatever oil you use. You can
Refined
undoubtedly you can take 2 spoons of oil every day
oil.
along with your meal. Great. So, because this is what happens, this is the most confusing part when we talk about experts. They speak everything in the terminology where common people
Nowadays, if
won't
I don't
understand.
speak in that language, I will not be considered as a good nutritionist.
That is for sure. um,
So, I'm supposed to use some glamorous terms, glamorous words to make myself, expert or a very big nutritionist. If I use very small, common language, people will not appreciate it.
No, no, that is just a myth actually. So
Yeah.
it is all about what we speak and where we stand. So that defines you. You're obviously having a great stature, and already you are a proven person. So that is why you are on expert live session now with us.
Thank you to you. Thanks so much, Shama.
So, our session about again coming to menopause. So, right, we are very near to celebrate womenhood. We are celebrating International Women's Day very soon on 8th of March, and also we are doing a lot of cancer awareness programs. So, how nutrition, menopause, and cancer affects? Because these days we are hearing a lot of breast cancer issues and ovarian cancer issues in women. So, how we can prevent? Prevention is better than cure, obviously, for everything, every metabolic disease. So, how
Yes.
we can prevent them through diet?
See, it has not yet been proven, but the direction of the research is going towards saying that as much as possible, reduce processed food. Wherever, like for processed food, is anything that is coming as a canned food. Or I'm not telling all processed foods are bad or wrong, but try to understand what is a bad processed food and what is a good processed food. So, if you're, say, for example, I'm fruit juice, a simple fruit juice uh, like a Dabur fruit juice or that is good. But if you're looking at say a Coke or a Pepsi or any fizzy drinks, they are bad. So
Mhm.
anything that consume it in very very low quantities or in moderate quantities. So try to understand the difference between things that you can consume. Eat a lot of vegetables and fruits. Now, what research has also found that ripening of fruits is also very important. The way the fruits have been ripened, the more the fruits are ripened on the trees, it has more higher quantity of antioxidants that help you prevent from all these diseases like cancer. The more we ripen it on the ground or in our houses, the lesser the antioxidant properties. So, as far as possible, have a lot of antioxidant rich fruits. Grapes are a great source of tomatoes also, they have done a lot of research. Of course, red wine also I will add. If if somebody is consuming red wine, that's a very good thing. Only thing is you should understand how much of red wine to drink, and in small quantities, just enough to, it's a great antioxidant. If you cannot eat all these things, consume some one or two supplements like very good ACE tablets, vitamin A, vitamin C, and vitamin E, which are considered as a good antioxidant that will help you prevent all this. Nobody can definitely say that you will not get, but at least you can try not to get with these
True,
interventions.
true. So, and there is one more ongoing issue during COVID times. The platelet counts are coming really down, and they have to admit them in ICU. So, can we make anything to this platelet count improving these platelet counts via food and nutrition?
Normally, it's only because of good blood. Platelet counts as such very difficult to increase with diet as such. And after you come out of the ICU, there are a lot of interventions. There are a lot of juices, fruit juices, and all. A lot of people take papaya leaves juices to improve it. So they help. But unless you come out of the ICU, in ICU, we don't really recommend anything as such.
Okay. So, no, not to, at that stage, not to avoid reaching that stage.
Yes, the diet has to be good. Fruit juices really help in bringing the platelet levels up. They are a very good source of platelet counts to improve your platelet counts.
Great. So, we can balance everything. So this is what we learn. So there is nothing new in nutrition and diet as per you. So what is the secret you are holding in your nutrition center? So that's what we are so curious about now.
See, in our center was started by one of my colleague Anjali. So she's the
Okay.
founder of this center. So she's been working in Vizag for the last 6 years, and she's done a tremendous job there. Tremendous job. So I recently joined her 3 months back, since I was working with a lot of athletes on fitness and sports and other things. So what specifically we do is we do not give fad diets, we do not give shortcuts. So we expect people to be with us for the next 3 months, and we literally give them food, different foods. We change their meal plans every week, every 10 days, so that they don't get bored of food. We don't give the same food every day. We make them understand what they can eat within what budgets they have and within what food they get in their own houses. It's not that we tell them to buy exotic foods or we tell them to buy this supplement, that powder. We never do that. So we've got great success with diabetes, thyroid, a lot of weight loss cases that we've been successful with because our diets are very, very sustainable and affordable.
Great. So when you mention whey powder or protein powder, there is some myth like is it a myth or fact? Whey powders these include some drugs or steroids they give.
No,
There
no,
is
no.
there is
It's
one Telugu
absolutely. Yeah, please
there
go
is
ahead.
one there was a movie also taken on the same concept. So I just want to understand how it works actually. When we take a protein powder or, uh, for example, Boost or Horlicks or whey protein powder or muscle building powders, so
Yes.
protein powders. So how these things affect our metabolic system?
When you talk about whey powder, see, bone vita and all that don't come under, they have a very small quantity of whey powder, whey protein,
Mhm.
hardly 8 to 10 grams. So that is
Okay.
okay for children. That is okay for children. But we still don't advise nowadays to give a lot of bone vita and complan because it contains a lot of sugar. So children get addicted to that particular sugar and then the sugar cravings start. So recent research says even to avoid that. Now, second, coming to the whey protein, which normally gym people take or people who exercise take, they're absolutely safe. One scoop of whey protein or two scoops of whey protein, depending on your protein intake and depending on the intensity of exercises that you do, most whey proteins are safe. Adulteration is everywhere. Adulteration, even oil can be adulterated, dals can be adulterated. I'm not talking about adulteration. Adulterated whey protein powders are bad. Okay, but there are a lot of people who sell very clean, good whey protein. It is a very, very good source of a protein, adding protein to your diet, especially for vegetarians. Because we do not, for vegetarians, they cannot get protein from eggs or they cannot get plant protein, give very, very less quantity of protein compared to animal protein. So, protein is one which decides your lean mass. As you grow old, you have to develop your lean mass. And how do you develop your lean mass? By having a scoop of whey. If you are able to get the protein in your diet, please get it from the diet. But if there is something lacking in your diet, then one scoop of whey will always help. There's nothing wrong in taking. It's perfectly natural. It's just a milk protein. That's all. It's a concentrated milk protein. So instead of I drinking one glass of milk, I will just have one scoop of whey protein. That's the only thing.
Okay. So adding something into your milk would reduce the nutrients in the milk. This is one more thing we observe in sayings and when people talk. So does it really affect
No, no, no. As far as I know, no. Because what are the things that you add in the milk? I didn't understand this question. So
like any protein powder or something if we add? So if we add something, anything like sugar or jaggery powder or something,
no, no.
if
It
we
will only enhance
add,
the milk. It will only improve the milk. I have not seen any research which says that it will reduce the nutrition of the milk. No.
see that is what see I myself is having these many doubts.
Yes.
Because we will be hearing a lot from neighboring aunties and grannies. They always tell, for me myself, I they have suggested at my postpartum period, they suggested me take only whole milk, don't mix anything, that will only help you in boosting your
Yeah.
lactation or something.
Yes.
Do not
Yes.
add anything, it will affect your health. If you add sugar or jaggery, you make it gestational sugar. You may.
Oh.
So these kind of things I heard from friends and family. So that's the reason we should always consult a expert in that particular thing. If you are going to sew a dress, if you want it to be exotic, definitely go and visit a boutique. And if you want to be healthy with your diet and nutrition, visit a nutrition expert or clinical nutrition expert, I would suggest, rather than normal dietitians or nutritionists. Go for clinical nutrition experts for metabolic issues.
Yes, yes,
So, you want to
absolutely.
add anything, Rohini? Because we are almost done with the session today.
Yeah. See, like you said, go to a nutritionist. Earlier, all nutritionists were the same. Now we are also branching out into particular segments. Like we have a nephrologist, nephrology specializing nutritionist. We have a diabetic specializing nutritionist. So find out the credentials of the nutritionist before you visit. Just don't go because I have a wellness certificate or I have a fitness certificate. So find out if the nutritionist qualified to understand my case and give me a diet which is customized to my lifestyle and my blood history or health history or medical history as we call it. Now, in Starlight, that is what we did. We didn't want to have one person. We have a group of five people specializing in different segments of nutrition. So when one person comes to us, five of us put our minds to get that person on track. So that differentiates our service from the other nutrition services.
Great, wonderful. This is also one more important thing which you mentioned, credentials. So these days many people are claiming that they are nutrition advisors and wellness
Yes.
coaches. So, what kind of precautions, what kind of background check we need to do for case to case? As you said, how many kinds of departments will be there? Because we know in MBBS or something, when I'm approaching a doctor, I obviously know if it is with my bone, I'll go to a orthopedic. If it is my heart, I'll go to a cardiac. So these kind of departments we already aware. But when coming to nutrition, how it differs from department to department?
See, the initial, like MBBS, all nutritionists will have a basic clinical nutrition training. But after that, depending on the course of practicing, some get interested in diabetes, some get interested in kidney diseases, some get interested in, cardiovascular diseases. So it's like I got interested in sports and fitness. So my stream is totally different from what clinical nutritionists do. So understand which, try to find out in your areas who is the expert in these areas. So I find a lot of engineers doing a 6 month degree and doing this as a side business. So when you go to that, yeah, there are a lot because in India there are no regulations to say who is a nutritionist, who is a doctor. Also. There will be an RMP sitting there, but you can in Indian system you cannot, RMP because he's treated you wrongly because we don't have these kind of regulations. When you look at Western countries, I cannot practice if I don't have a RD degree. I cannot open a center or even put my name even on the online or in the internet. If I find somewhere, I'll be sued or I'll be banned from practicing. In India, anybody can practice as a nutritionist or a wellness consultant. So find out the credentials, find out the reputation of the person, how many people he has treated or he or she has treated, how many people have been having a success rate with them. Success need not only be, I'm looking at losing 10 kgs, so I have lost 10 kgs. It's not that. Success also means improving lifestyles in that for that particular person. For example, I had a diabetic patient who may not lose 1 kg also, but her burning sensation of her legs have come down. So today she was not able to get up from her bed. Now she can go till the bathroom and come back. That's a great success story. So look at small signs of success. Don't look at only big signs of success. Find out who is good in your area and only then go. Certifications are important. A clinical nutritionist has to be registered with the Indian Dietetic Association, has to be a registered dietitian, the RD degree that you get along with it. So these are certifications that you must ask your nutritionist.
Great, this is so wonderful. So, friends, do not forget to check for the credentials, whether they are certified or not. Because when we are approaching a doctor or gynecologist, we obviously see MBBS DGO or MBBS obstetrician or not. So, these kind of things we always do search online on Practo or some other website, or we'll ask someone for a review. So, the same way you go when you're approaching a dietitian or nutritionist, check for their credentials and go. Again, don't be on news like someone has drunk a coconut oil and lost something. Someone has
That
lost his
that
money
has
killings
that has
and got ill.
really, yes, that one case of coconut oil. We had so many people being admitted across hospitals because of that 80 ml of coconut oil. diet that people have started taking. They had stopped their diabetic medications also, and many people had become serious and critical because of that particular diet. So I'm through you, Uma, I would like to reach out to people and say, please do not follow any diet blindly that may make you critical also in terms of your health. So don't go to that
Yes.
route. Go with a sustainable diet that helps you understand what is right for you.
Yes, so go for long-term treatments when
Yes.
coming it to diet or fitness. Don't lose weight just in snap of seconds or minutes. That will definitely affect your metabolism and your health, is especially if it is the case of women, because our body goes along with many changes in every minute second. Maybe I'm
Yes.
talking now, my hormones are changing from
Yes.
happy to tensed. When I'm tensed, I may get different hormone induced.
Yes.
When I'm laughing now, I'm having a different hormone. So these things would obviously affect your body. When these small things are affecting, when you're uh, putting in something into your body, into your internal, where we cannot see, in fact we cannot
Yes.
understand, so you need to be very careful, and you need to take the precautions and uh, steps before approaching a nutritionist or dietitian or any
Yes.
person. If you are consulting, if you are having any queries, you take second opinion. You consult your family members, the elders in your family. They are better nutritionists, I would say, rather.
Yes.
No offense, Rohini, but
Yeah, yeah,
granny,
yeah.
if you're having anyone who are 50 plus years old, they have seen enough of these things, and you can ask them for at least second consultation also before starting any procedures, like changing drastically in your diet. So thank you so much, friends. If you have any queries, you can feel free to ask Roni Garu, or you can approach and their nutrition center. Rohini, how many branches we are having now across India?
Right now we have one in Vizag, one in Hyderabad. We are starting one in Bangalore, Coimbatore. We have a branch in Dubai as well as in US.
Great, wonderful. So, friends, if you are from these geographic locations, or if you are not, also if you are unable to visit any center, also they can give you online consultation for basic sessions. Till as Again, this is also a critical thing. Do not expect fully consultation online. Basic consultation they can give you, because this involves a lot of things. Not only nutrition, it totally involves your health and fitness. So, contact the number which is visible on the screen. Starlight Nutrition Center, 8500 820 20. So you can take appointment, and you can take online consultation or book an appointment and visit any nearest center to you. For further, the WhatsApp is always available on the same number, and you can approach them. Feel free to get your queries cleared before starting anything in your diet. So if it is not anything regular diet, definitely I would suggest you to approach a dietitian or nutritionist. So, Vijaya Srinivas, thank you so much, Rohini Raman, for your clarification on various topics of nutrition.
Thank you. Thank you very much. This has been a great honor and privilege, Uma, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Rohini Garu. So, friends, that is for today's session. So, if you are into any business, or if you want to share your knowledge with us, we are having expert live sessions with us every first week of month, from first of the month, first date of the month to 6th of every month. So you can avail this great opportunity and take part in our expert live sessions. I'll be happy to hosting you. And if you are a business owner, you are dealing with any products and services, so you can directly contact the numbers which are scrolling below, and you can visit our website goldenwomenclub.com, or we are all available on Instagram and other social media handles, and our WhatsApp number is also given in the scrolling. So please feel free to contact us, and let us all grow together. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening.